Thanks for being with us, Mr. Hayes. We've already seen the organized internet blackout and hacker attacks. What else do you think we're likely to see in this fight against the proposed bills?
Well, I think it's very striking, actually, that you had, Wikipedia voluntarily blacking out, which I think gave a very dramatic snapshot of what would happen should these acts go through. And then just a couple of days later, you have the US government forcing a major site to shut down with 50 million users a day. This is a website that generated 4%, an estimated 4% of the web's traffic, and it's now just gone. We could see much more regular occurrences of this. If these acts are put through. Also, I think we could see the US government designating other sites as potential rogue sites that it doesn't like and pursuing them internationally. This legislation that they want to bring through, that Wikipedia and others were protesting earlier in the week, could potentially have massive impacts upon the web as we know it internationally, not just in America. It could mean that they could effectively have jurisdiction to close down sites worldwide in actually far more easier ways than they've managed with mega uploads, where they managed to close that down on a technicality.
Now, those
yeah.
Sorry, I was just saying those who protest against the legislation say that it promotes online censorship and disrupts the web's architecture. It seems like you agree with that, but then how do you effectively protect people's work online?
Well, I think, I think some of the protesters, I must say, should be making a much stronger case for online freedom than they are doing. I think the problem with a lot of the anonymous attacks, and, I'm a great campaigner for internet freedom, but I think the problem with some of the anonymous attacks is that they're closing down websites themselves. They're effectively fighting censorship with censorship, which is, to an extent, problematic. I think really what we need to do here is really sit down and have a debate around how to take this forward. The reason why websites like Mega Uploads are so popular are because they provide a fantastic service to users the world over. Now, what you've got is this very reactionary attempt from America and from the entertainment industry to just effectively try and close down everything. There are a lot of legitimate users of these file sharing sites. It's become a revolutionary force in many ways of sharing information. People can upload documents that are basically too big to put in an email. What they're trying to do is just to counter one particular problem, they're trying to close down the whole thing. I think what needs to happen is they need to be much better at both getting up to speed and providing better services that are better than things like Mega Uploads, and also just chase the copyright infringements, not close down the whole thing. That really is the way of censorship and authoritarianism.
Google has said that it's collected more than 7 million signatures in the US for its online petition to Congress against the bills. How do you see the future of these drafts?
Well, I think the Obama administration is getting very, very nervous indeed. Their phone lines, the phone systems effectively melted in the White House the other day during the Wikipedia protest, and it does seem like they're going to buckle and come under pressure. But at the same time, they've then gone and done this today. They've arrested people in New Zealand. They've closed down one of the largest websites in the world. It doesn't really show that they're listening to public concerns about this. And I think what could happen as a result of this act going through, be even a modified version, is that the web as we know it, Web 2.0, which is defined by user-generated content, where people put up their own material, could effectively disappear. It could mean that what you have is a much more tightly regulated internet, which could have massive implications for freedom of speech, for file sharing, for the sharing of information worldwide. I think it's really important that we don't take the internet as it exists now for granted, and that we resist all of these attempts to regulate the web and just say, hey, a lot of these pirates, a lot of these people that are putting up websites are actually doing something really quite innovative and dynamic. That's why they are getting a real audience for it. Let's work with these people. Let's develop a more dynamic web in collaboration with people, rather than just trying to shut it down, strangle it and stifle what is one of the most democratic initiatives of the last decade or two.
Right, Patrick Hayes, a reporter for the online magazine Spiked. Thank you very much for your thoughts on this issue.
Thank you.